The Onion now owns Infowars and Alex Jones's media empire. So you know what that means, don't ya? Shenanigans. Despite what it may sound like, this is not satire nor criminally defamatory misinformation. It's very real. Can we just take a moment to appreciate how this is the perfect marriage? The Onion, of course, being a satirical news site and Infowars being a joke. Do you realize how many times people have actually fallen for Onion articles? And not just them, of course, but weirdly, it seems like despotic world leaders and general dabblers in corruption seem to be really easy targets. Before I get to the shenanigan, you should know that the Onion won Infowars in an auction backed by several of the Sandy Hook family members, whom Jones owes more than $1 billion after all of the disgusting things he did. The sale is on pause for a hearing happening next week because the backup bidder complained about it being unfair. Speaking of unfair, the backup bidder just happens to be an Alex Jones supplement company. This seems like a much better option. I do have some ideas for the Onion, but before we get to that, the way they announced this was just... Bryce P. Tetrader, who is a totally real and totally not at all fake nor satirical CEO of Global Tetrahedron, which is the Onion's parent company, released a statement explaining. I do recommend you read the statement in full. The supposed Harvard graduate and head of the corporate ransom division, according to Twitter, said the decision to acquire Infowars was an easy one. He refers to the purchase as a coup for the company and a well-deserved victory for multinational elites the world over, explaining that, quote, Infowars has shown an unswerving commitment to manufacturing anger and radicalizing the most vulnerable members of society, something that Global Tetrahedron very clearly resonates with, and that no price would be too high for such a cornucopia of malleable assets and minds. They also refer to the hapless owner of Infowars, a forgettable man with an already forgotten name. He claims he was prepared to pay $1 trillion for it. In reality, they paid closer to $3.5 million. But because of that, they're going to put the excess funds to good use, including business school scholarships for promising cult leaders, a charity that donates elections to at-risk third world dictators, and a new pro bono program pairing orphans with stable factory jobs at no cost to the factories. As for the vitamins and supplements and stuff, he said that they're going to melt them all down into one giant super vitamin that a lucky CEO is going to take to gain superpowers and perhaps become immortal. If you want to reach Tetrahedron's totally real and totally not at all fake or satirical CEO, unfortunately, he's currently unavailable for comment because according to Ben Collins, the Onion CEO, he's currently on his super yacht on his way to do a quality control check at one of 43,000 global puppy mills. Shenanigans. I think that this is a great opportunity. Now is the time for the Onion to invest in AI. I know, hear me out. Number one, you're gonna give the Infowars audience what they want. This is like the perfect opportunity to make their weird theories about celebrities getting replaced by body doubles a reality. How many of the people who watch Infowars do you think ingest any other news? This could be a perfectly seamless transition. Do you know how few laws there are on the books limiting the use of deepfakes? I do have an issue with that as a filmmaker, but I'll take one for the team on this one. Alex Jones has already started streaming from a totally different studio, but like, how are they gonna know? How are they gonna know which one's the real one, right? These brains are primed for the conspiracy. At most, AI laws protect against like copyright infringement, which like they now own the whole library and IP. Cybercrime, harassment, which who needs a deepfake Alex Jones for that, am I right? And California doesn't allow them to be used to influence political campaigns, which like, that's up to interpretation. But most importantly, who's gonna know which one's the real one? Populate the internet with Alex Joneses at the hands of and under full control of the Onion. That's what I say. It might be the first time the guy does any good in the world. Worst case scenario, maybe we'll get some more stringent AI laws out of it. And I'll take what I can get.